So this is continuing, it's number 11. So the Talmud of Rabon Gamliel was writing in one of his letters, he said, Klal Yisrael didn't accept Moshiach, that the Ruach HaKodesh went out to the goyim, and some of the goyim have some of the Ruach HaKodesh, the first fruits, what they call it. But now when Klal Yisroel once again knows the pashtus of Emunah and knows the simplicity of the Torah, how simple it is, and I don't mean oversimplified, I don't mean, make a kula that I could go out and do all kinds of teyevas and all kinds of shtusim and avolim. I'm talking about the pashtus, the yashrus of what the Torah was supposed to be. And a lot of the things, when you look at it, a lot of the things the Torah was supposed to be mekadesh and matara you, and zois HaTorah adam ki yomas ba'oil. And so, yeah, there's a gather of Haravanya and Amelus B'Torah, but, at what cost? Is it at a cost of forgetting Hashem? And some would say, well, halavai, Aisi Azava with Terasi Shomor. What did they say? Weren't they learning? Where was it, in Vilna or somewhere, where in Europe, where they were smoking in the base medrash on Shabbos, and they were migaleh and learning. So that's really how far that got them. But this is what to talk about, and what I've come to understand is that the Torah should lead us to Moshiach and to the simplicity of Moshiach. And it doesn't mean that the Talmidim of Yeshua, the early Talmidim in the first few centuries, stopped doing things that were al pi Torah. No, they kept doing things al pi Torah. They kept doing. Even Yeshua told people do things that were al pi Torah. Certain people came to him and he healed them, and then he said, okay, go bring a carbon or something, or go do whatever it says that you should do, and it should be an edus for them. Go into the go show yourself to the goyim. But I think he had saras or something. Well, I'm not sure I don't know exactly the details, but so constantly. So we're not, please understand, and of course there's more to speak of, but understand, and I believe, this it's not forgetting the ways of Yiddishkeit, pum fakir. It's coming to be mekayim and to be mechazek what's Yiddishkeit, and what's considered yeshivish, and what's considered really al pi chasidus mamish, completely, not just like all of the madregas of the Mesilas Yeshorim, all the madregas, not just the zirs, not just the zrizas, not just the nikiyas, but everything, all the way up to tchias amesim, all the way up to ruach hakodesh and tchias amesim. But to be aware of all, and it's very serious. Imagine if a guy would sit down, a guy who has the ruach hakodesh would sit down and learn the Mesilas Yeshorim and become aware of things that the l'chara weren't aware of. And you might say, the ruach hakodesh should tell them. Good question. I don't know. We have to see. It's orachim. We have to see about that. But the way really to walk is pashtus ha'emunah. And there's a lot of tefillah and just talking, hashlech al Hashem yihavcha, that I personally do, because it's a big teyalis. It's like people talk out, in Shemini Esrei B'Shema Chalenu by Al-Kaitz. People talk out sometimes 10-15 minutes. So sometimes I talk to Hashem for a while, and that's just my mahalach, that I give him things maybe bothering me, or questions, and then I trust him that he's going to take care of it, and then I have great simcha, and I have a great emunah, and I know that I gave it to Hakol Yochel, and Hakol Yochel will do what his ratzon is, and that's it, and that's good enough for me, but it's so really there's just so much more. I keep saying there is, and I hope that B'ez Hashem, this gives you pretty good idea. I was mentioning, I think there's still a little to talk about as far as one of the things is Rav Kaduri. Rav Kaduri was a mekubul in Eretz Yisroel. Mistana, maybe you heard about some kind of scandal. I don't know if that's what you call it, but a whole big thing that happened a few years ago after he was nifter. So he left a piece of paper with his talmidim, with his sons, and on that paper he was going to migaleh the name of Moshiach. Yeah, and so that piece of paper, he said, don't open it for a year. They finally opened it, and it said Yorum Ha'am, about Moshiach, right? This is identity of Moshiach. What's he going to do? Who is he? So he wrote it. It says Yorum Ha'am V'yachiach Shedvarav V'tayrosai Oimdim, something like that. I think I got it right. And you understand that if you see that, if you spell out, every first letter spells out Yehoshua. And that's Yeshua's name. And they call him Yeshua, just like they call Yeshayahu, Yeshaya, and so on. They call Avraham, whatever, or whatever. So that's what they call Yeshua. And but that's an interesting question also to talk about sometime. But Rabbi Kaduri said that, and this was not public knowledge, but I was emailing to somebody, and they actually told me that they heard that his son sat Shiva a second time because he was so shocked. And Rav Kaduri was quoted as saying, because he was talking to his talmidim one day, and then apparently he went into a little bit of a trance or meditation or whatever, and he was quiet suddenly for like a short while, a half hour I think, and then finally, and they were a little concerned, but they said no, he's okay, he's in the alamas, and so he came out of it, and he said that Moshiach just attached himself to an neshama in klal Yisrael. And so everybody looks at that and they said, well, that means that Moshiach is gonna, but I believe that what he meant to say was vice. I could say this by putting the pieces together, because from his letter, from what he wrote in that piece of paper, that he understood that Moshiach is Yeshua. So he understood that at that time Moshiach attached himself to him, because just like the Talmud of Raban Gamliel had an experience where he saw Yeshua, and I saw Yeshua a few times, and I'm looking forward more and more to have more of a Kiras Elokim Litayv with Moshiach, with Yeshua, and so that's that's what he had, and that's what l'chayra, those who are interested in going. And going all the way, and such a hunger for the MS and for Moshiach, that they should also seek to have. And I would say to you also that you should seek that stamazai with the Torah, with Hashem. Lav dafka, even if you don't, follow with Yeshua, but you should seek Hashem b'chol avav b'chol nafshecha, because He said Shenu, if you seek Him, you're going to find Him. And when you find Him, you'll be surprised who He is, and that He has a son, and was das meint, and Yisrael Arasa Kutzburich Luchadu. So there's so many things, like I said earlier in one of the segments. So it's not so far-fetched. And then when you say Nasa Odim Mitzalmenu, I just understood this recently, because and we'll have to pick this up as Hashem.